150. Now, if Klibikov gets this, it should guarantee him, at worst, third place.
And he's got it. Goodness me, right back on his heels. That nearly went out the back door. Well, again, 3 out of 3. It's all the time you see lifters trying to start too heavy and risking it. Oh, you can see his toes right off the floor. But no, 3 out of 3. This is where it's important, the consistency, and he was very consistent there.
And not much he could do there except just try and stand up and hope. Get up as quick as possible before he balanced it. So Kachir, 143. His body weight, 68.6, compared to the Russians, 68.86. So he is the lighter man. So by virtue of body weight, Kachir will now guarantee himself the silver medal, with Chen still to do all 3 lifts. Magnificent, he's nailed it. And that has guaranteed him the silver. So Kachir, who hit 4th place last year in the European Championships of Snatch, this year has gone 2 better.
Do you know what? There's probably a bit more there, but he has to play the competition, has to put himself in the best possible position for the right medal. He did that, 3 out of 3, great lifting.
So Oleg Chen to join the party, 145. Well, we assume this is a very comfortable opener for Chen. We imagine it'll probably go something like 145, 150, and maybe 155 for his third. His PB is 160, so he's well within himself here.
That's it, he's been watching the competition, or his coaches have been watching the rest of the competition. He originally had a 150 posted. The fact he's brought it down to 145 doesn't mean he's not in good shape. This is just to secure the gold medal on the snatch before he goes for anything else. And you can see here Chen's hand positioning, very narrow. He's got very short arms, and that stagger forwards is partly as a result of where he has his hands.
That's incredibly narrow. It's the position for a lot of people's jerk, isn't it?
That's right, and you know, these guys are quite short. Chen has quite short arms, great levers for weightlifting. In my view, his hand should be a bit wider, but hey, who am I going to... I'm not going to tell him that.
Yeah, he's won the gold. That is the gold medal lift right there. And although he's got 2 more lifts and doesn't look wildly excited, I think he expected, I think everybody expected he'd come out, but by how much will he win? He needs to extend his total, try and put another 5, if not 10 kilos on the others. So we're still awaiting the second lift to be posted. It's automatically generated at 146. That's 1 kilogram of increase. And a little conferring there with his coaches. What do you think he'll go for?
I'm not sure what kind of mindset he's in here, whether or not he's looking for a personal best. It's a long way up for a personal best, which is 160. If he's going to be close to that, he needs to take quite a large increase now between first and second attempt. He might be playing it safe. Let's get 150 in. He has 2 chances to change the bar. The bar automatically, as you said, goes up by 1 kilo. He can then change it twice. Well, he's gone to 151.
So he's playing the game where you can change and then just buy yourself a little more time on the clock, which is all very sensible. I mean, what is the perfect amount of time between 2 well, close to personal best snatches when you're in competition? What would be the ideal amount? Well,
I think for a snatch, probably a little bit less than clean and jerk. I'd probably like to have 2-3 minutes. Much less than that, and you can still be blowing, muscles or body's still recovering. Much longer than that, and your body starts to switch off. So it's a very fine balance. And sometimes when these lifters have 4, 5, 6 plus lift between attempts, they'll sometimes go back into the warm-up room, pop a lighter weight just to keep the legs ticking over.
So here is confirmation, 145, 2 kilograms above the rest. Kachir of Moldova in second, Chen very much in the gold medal position. And now he's thinking about the total. Try to extend his lead here in the snatch, which is his much more powerful movement. He is beatable in the clean and jerk, as we saw last year, taking the silver medal there behind the Albanian Gadeli. Still on today's form, we'd expect him to probably win the clean and jerk too. Going for 151, and another superb lift there.
Well, that was better than his first attempt. Really wanted that one. A lot more fire in the belly, fire in the legs. Maybe the first lift a little complacent, but this was near perfection. So fast into the receiving position. And a lot of lifters out there that I've seen and I've coached, catching the bar very high in that receiving position and then kind of riding it down, controlling it into the deepest position. What we've just seen there from Chen is absolute perfection, catching it right at the bottom. No time wasted, no energy wasted. Brilliant lifting. Yeah,
there's almost a fractional pause there. You see a lot of lifters, when it's right at maximal lift, they have to get the bounce, really, don't they? And that was a harder thing to ride there. He seemed to just pause and control, and it was a guaranteed lift, really, for him.
Yeah, the snatch is not so important to catch the bounce. You can land it at the bottom, sit there for a second before standing up. The clean, however, for people like myself who are lacking in the leg strength, really do need to use the whip on the bar. So as you hit that deep squat position, the aim is to drive straight out, so you catch the bend on the bar, and that just gives you a bit of extra momentum. If you miss that whip, then it can bury you.
Absolutely, and it's actually the same theory physiologically as when a doctor does taps your knee with a little hammer, and you get a reflex, Golgi tendon reflex. There we are, bring back my university days. And then that stretch reflex fires you up again, because believe it or not, you can't actually work every muscle fiber in your leg without through just voluntary control. It needs that extra stretch, and that's what these weightlifters work on. Now, what's the next weight? 155 kilograms is what's been posted. Oh, he's used a change from the previous.
I think he'll come out at 155. I don't think he's good for a new personal best today, but 155 will seriously establish himself way at the top of the leaderboard.
12 kilograms more than the other Russian, Klibakov, and Kachir, who by body weight is also on 143, but in second position, the Moldovan. So here we go, little smelling salts, ammonia salts, just a sharp shot of pain to the head to fire him up. 4 kilos of increase. It's still well below his personal best, but a long way away from the rest of the field. So he's missed it, 155. So he has to settle for 151 for his second lift. Let's have a look at this again.
Threw his shoulders back too much at the top. Trying to give it that bit too much. Let go of it in plenty of time, though, so he didn't hurt himself. You imagine holding on to that weight for a bit longer. There go the shoulders.
Yeah. Luckily, these guys are pretty flexible. 155 then failed on the last lift, but 151, his second lift. Oleg Chen of Russia has taken the gold in the snatch. Kachir on 143 by virtue of body weight is ahead of the other Russian, Felix Kalibekov. And we now have about 15 minutes before we come out for the clean and jerk.